Hi guys, thanks so much for watching The Social Life, the place to be for entrepreneurs with a purpose who are looking to unleash their something amazing. So today I want to talk to you about a question that I had regarding whether someone should start a personal brand or if they should start a business brand. I had a few things that I wanted you to consider before you decide which way to go. Number one is choosing your brand personality. Your brand personality is really deciding whether you're going to come off as fun or your brand is going to be uber professional, or if your brand is going to be silly, or you got to figure out kind of what your brand persona is. And this can be for your business, it can be for your personal brand. Now, the next thing is colors. The color scheme of your branding can mean a whole lot too. If you have more subdued colors and you're kind of going more for like the professional look or more of a clean design, that says a lot about your brand. The colors that you choose say a lot about your brand. Like I have orange for my Launchpad brand, and then for my personal brand, I have pink and white and gray, and those are my colors, And so when people see that, I hope that it says like, hey, she doesn't take life too seriously. She's, fun, and it's going to be bright and happy, and we talk a lot. So there's a lot going on in the colors that people see from your brand. The next thing you'll want to consider when you are deciding whether you should be a personal or a business brand is whether or not you want this dependent of you, or if you want to always be the face. So if you always want to be the face, then obviously you need to do a personal brand. But if you're trying to grow something larger than yourself, then you probably want to consider creating a business brand and keeping it separate than your personal brand. So, for instance, again, and I'll just use Launchpad today and my personal brand because that way I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. But with Launchpad, I hope that one day that will be independent of me and be able to run and help kids, for years to come. Even, when I'm long gone, hopefully Launchpad will still be around and functioning. Now, for my personal brand, when I'm long gone, so will the brand. So you have to think about, like, is that how you want your brand to be identified, by you specifically? Or do you want your brand to be identified specifically by its own brand and its own personality? So you have to figure that piece out. In general, if you are a service-based business, you would want to have, at least in today's economy, you would want to have a personal brand. And you'd want to brand it obviously with your face and your personality and your colors, things that represent who you are as a person, because that personal brand is what people are going to identify with, right? They like to do business with people, not necessarily with the actual business. Some of these businesses, there's a dime a dozen of them, right? There's tons of printing businesses. There are tons of people out there who do any of the same thing, right? But if they like your personal aspect of you, if you are representing the brand, then they like your personal brand, they identify with it somehow, then they're going to want to do business with you, or they'll be more likely to support whatever it is that you do. So you have to be thinking about, like, am I going to be the face of this or not? Now, if people are working directly with you in the brand and they're working, say, with like a group of people in your brand, you may want to consider doing a business brand so that people get an idea of what the overall business is, and then they can find their own individual person within your business group. So these are just a few tips to help you kind of really think about, should I do this or should I do that? Should I create a personal brand or should I create a business brand? Now, the other thing you can think about is, if you decide to do a business brand, maybe that to you is more safe right now. Maybe you don't feel comfortable putting yourself out there as a personal brand. You can always start as a business brand. You can have a personal account doing something else. And then you can always cross-promote the two. I love to cross-promote Launchpad, so I sometimes will put on my personal page or on my personal brand, I talk about Launchpad just like I just did. I will sometimes refer to Launchpad because it's a part of who I am, and so it's a part of my brand naturally because that's what I do. Now, if I am strictly talking about a video that's strictly on the social life, I won't talk about Launchpad. No, that's not true. I will talk about Launchpad. But if something's pertinent to your business brand, or you just want to show a human side of your brand, then you can certainly put in stuff from your personal account. And vice versa. You know, if something is, you made an accomplishment in your business brand and you want to share it to the people who follow your personal account, then you can certainly share. So you can always cross promote if you don't know which way to go right now and you want to keep it more professional on your business side and you want to keep your personal stuff separate. That's totally okay too. It's just more about if you're trying to create a brand around something specific and you don't know if you should create a business or personal brand. If you're service-based, I would definitely go personal. I would build a personal brand. Just for the simple fact that we all know that people like to do business with people, and so that you want to give them something to identify with. But if you are maybe working for another, you know, company or something like that, then you may want to build more of a business brand. And if you want something that can be independent of you later on, then you'll want to build a business brand so that somebody else can step into that role that maybe you're doing right now. As in Launchpad, if another executive director stepped into my role, the Launchpad program would still be able to continue because it would have its own branding aside from me. And I do hope that answered some of your questions. I know that there were a couple questions about that in our group. So get out there and unleash your something amazing, and I will see you on Thursday. Thanks so much for watching.